Steering wheel. Claps and steering wheel here. Give me steering wheel. Hey! Hey! Steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on! Move!
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Realistic. I do apologise about the lobby start. I don't know what happened. It's the game, really, but when people join late, it sort of just messes up a few things. But we are in, and I'm just going to do a quick sound check. It's better to do it when there's a car on a lap, but I'll just check if I sound okay.
Hungary itself is a landlocked country with no coastal borders. This is a quirk shared with only one other country on the F1 calendar, Austria.
Yeah, I can't wait for next season. Come on, McLaren. Yes, Matt Robertson. That's what we're talking about. All the drivers are still in the pit lane, so obviously just waiting for the right opportunity. Just bear with me, guys, please. I've got a few dramas going on.
It's very hard to win here from lower than the second row of the grid. In fact, it's only happened twice. Nigel Mansell won his Ferrari from 12th in 1989, and Jenson Button took a victory for Honda from 14th in 2006. Budapest is founded on thermal springs with some temperatures reaching 58 degrees. You can relax in natural baths right here in the city. Only two other capital cities in the world have thermals, Reykjavik and Sofia. Lewis Hamilton has by far the most wins here in Hungary, more than the next two drivers combined. Michael Schumacher has won here 4 times, and Ayrton Senna thrice.
So, Forza Ferrari, who is on an outlap in the Williams. He's reserving today here in Hungary. Very tricky circuit. It's a difficult track to overtake on as well, isn't it? Just whilst the car's out, I just want to see what I sound like whilst I'm sat back in my chair. I'm looking at the TV and I want to see how I sound with the game volume. Bear with. Right, I'm comfy. The game sounds okay. We are good to go. So we are on board with Forza Ferrari as he comes out of turn 14 and down the pitch straight, the DRS straight. It's going to be a tricky one. You've really got to go on the inside line here for any overtakes today. Into turn 1, and then you will get the second lot of DRS as the back end just kicks out here in Q1, and then down towards turn 2 at the hairpin, and then quickly in towards 3. You want to really cut the curb here. Maybe not as quick as you would have liked through there, but up towards 4. This is the start of sector 2, right over the curb. That's a nice line from the Williams through there. Into the right-hander at turn 5. Oh, and he's lost it. Oh, he's got to back out there now. Will he back out and just recharge that battery? Really unlucky for him there. So, Forza Ferrari in the Williams. The Vic has just started his lap. Let's go on board with the Alfa Romeo as he comes through turn 3. In towards turn 4, nice line, purple sector 1. Yeah, that's what we like to see. What's going on, Jack? How you doing, mate? So the Vicar down towards turn 6 and 7 now. Yeah, not bad at all from the Alfa Romeo driver. So Forza is going again because he's gone across the line. Vicar through turn 11 he goes. And then down towards 12. Slow part of the circuit, especially around the hairpin at turn 13, and then right back at you at 14. Yeah, I'm alright, Jack, mate. Matt Robinson is out, yeah, just on an outlap. Right, here comes the Vicar down towards the line. It's a 1:18.4 from the Vicar. Maxi Block in the Red Bull will be looking to get into Q2 quite easily here in Hungary. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. The next driver on a lap will be Matt Robertson in the McLaren. He's been on a good run of form lately. So he's just coming around now to start his flyer. And here comes Maxi out of turn 13. What's the 4G pixels? I'm loving this 4G pixels. What are we going on about? So Maxi block went fastest. Matt Robertson is next in the McLaren. Nice line through there for the McLaren. So in towards turn 14 for the McLaren, and he's going to go again. He didn't get the lap that he wanted out of that, and he does go again. Now quite a lot of drivers are on out laps now. Down towards turn 2 he goes. Slams on the brakes, keeping it nice and tight. Matt Robertson did race Hungary yesterday in the F2 car, but it's a completely different feeling when you're racing in the Formula 1 car as to Formula 2. So he'll definitely get a different sort of aspect and a different feel towards this track. So Matt Robertson through turn 6 and 7 he goes here in sector 2, round turn 8, and then down towards 9. He went a little bit deep into turn 9, through turn 10, and then in towards 11, and then we hit the end of sector 2. He is improving, I should hope so. So the McLaren round turn 12 he goes, and then up towards the hairpin at 13. There's a lot of drivers on laps now. You know we've got that big battle between the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. Maxi Block, thank you so much, mate. Subscribe, 12 months. What a G. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. We had like 20 odd subs at one point, and that's we're back up to 5 now, so we've really dropped off. Matt Robertson went P2. I think Dennis is on a lap. He is the Ferrari driver, just coming round turn 14, down towards line. DRS enabled. Is he going to go fastest? Absolutely. A 1:15.6 for the Ferrari driver here in Hungary. We've got Rakes coming through next in the Alpine, and it's P5 for the Alpine driver. Fanfinus is just about to start his flying lap. Then you've got Sergio Silva in the Mercedes. He is reserving today. Here comes Sergio to the line, P3. And he does outdo Matt and Niels and Reitz as well. Sergio Silva, who is a Williams driver, but in his contract, it says that he is able to reserve for Mercedes whenever they need a reserve. And also, when they are in need of a full-time driver, he is eligible to be promoted straight to the Mercedes team. That was implemented in the contract of Sergio when we signed him as a Williams driver. So it's brilliant to see him in that Mercedes and getting these opportunities as well. Panda, who is now a Mercedes driver, goes up to P2. Well earned as well. He won every single race in F2. Got the fastest lap. Qualified on pole. There was literally no stopping him. And it's a well-deserved seat here in Formula 1. So Super Turbo is on a lap as well. I don't know what's going on with Super Turbo. I don't understand how he's reserving in realistic. But hey, So, Sandro. Rocketman, yeah, Mercedes and Williams are part of the same team, so that's the reason that they can do that. The same as like AlphaTauri and Red Bull and Ferrari and Haas as well. The reason Super Turbo is an F2 driver for Ferrari, that's the reason he's able to reserve for Haas today. So, Sandro in the McLaren is coming round turn 14. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with these team principals, Rocky Man, let me tell you. Sandro goes P3, the Norwegian throwing in a lap. Super Turbo and Fanfitness, here comes Turbo in the Haas, he's just on a slow lap. B-Right just starting his flying lap, so he will go on board with the championship leader. I've got a Rocket Man. I think Mercedes are really going to push for a Constructors next season. That's what Billy's eyeing up anyway as their new team principal. So B-Right down towards turn 4. Over the curb he goes. Remember, he doesn't need to really push here. He's in the Red Bull here in Q1. He just needs to play it safe, get through. Round turn 8 and 9. Through turn 10 and 11, and then down towards 12. Here at the Hungaro ring. Beautiful circuit in Budapest. Onto the curb. And here comes B-Right, and it's P3 for B-Right. Banter Brandon, who is second in the Drivers' Championship, is the next driver on a lap. Let's see what he can do. The Scuderia out of turn 12. Yellow flag's waving. Jack in the Haas has gone up to P15. Forza down in P16. The Vicar in 17. Ginaudi in 18. Banter Brandon, the only driver yet to settle up. Dennis and Panda call it a day here in Q1. But here comes Brandon in the Ferrari, and it's P4. And B-Right and Banter Brandon, who are 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship, are 3-4 in Q1. Forza Ferrari trying to improve. He's 5/10 up at the moment. Super Turbo in the Haas. Just trying to get a decent lap in now. No, he's way down on his lap time. So back on board with Forza Ferrari, who I think is just in front of Super Turbo. He's going really slow there. I don't know if he's backed out. And I hope Super Turbo is not on a lap. I don't think he's on a lap. No, he's not. So, Turbo and Forza, not sure where they're going to go now, if they're going to go into the pit lane. Remember guys, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe and support Formula 7 for free, and it really helps us out, especially considering that the end of the season is fast approaching, and we could do with all the help we can get to send these trophies all over the world as we do every single season. But I tell you, the price of trophies have skyrocketed. It's not even the price of trophies, it's the sending them out. So like, for example, if we send one trophy to Norway, it will cost, it's around £15 for a trophy. And to send it out is exactly the same. It's around £15 to £17 to send it out. So if a trophy is going abroad, it's around 32, 35 quid, depending on, you know, where it's going and the weight of it. If it's multiple trophies going abroad, it's stupid money. But what I'm saying is, we send a winner's trophy for each division and the constructors for each division. So it amounts to about 15 trophies. So you think that's about 450 quid if every trophy went abroad. So honestly, that Amazon Prime, if you just, you know, subscribe to us with Amazon Prime, it's free for you guys, and we get, I think it's about £3 per subscription. So it really does help us when we're sending out the trophies for all the champions at the end of the season. So yeah, thank you. I know you all support us as much. I say us because it's, you know, it's our league. We've all contributed and we all race together. So Forza, use my prime. Thank you, mate. Alvaro, yeah, Brexit means Brexit. Jesus, don't. Honestly, the price of trophies shipping them abroad was dead cheap before we left Brexit. It's a nightmare. So, Rikes in the Alpine. He's backed out. 2 minutes to go. The driver's at risk. Niels Hendrick in the AlphaTauri. Didn't expect to see him down there as he's doing donuts. Nelson Piquet Jr. there. And then we've got Jack, who's the driver at risk. Forza Ferrari, the Vicar, and Ginaudi. Fanford says that's enough. So he thinks he's done enough there. Sergio Silva back on his way out in that Mercedes AMG. Matt Robertson in the McLaren. Super Turbo in the Haas. Niels Hendrick coming through Sector 1. Ginaudi, his AlphaTauri teammate, will be the first to set his final lap here at the Hungaroring. Down into Turn 1 he goes. And he's got a little bit of traffic just mounting up in front of him now as he goes through the DRS and down towards Turn 2. Round the left-hander and then in towards 3. Coming to the end of Sector 1 as he goes up the hill and in towards Turn 4. He wants to really cut the curb and he's 1.5 tenths up and he's kept it valid as well. He needs to keep this lap nice and clean. Oh, he just gets a little bit shaky as he comes around Turn 5, but now into 6 and 7. This is the main part where you want to make up your time. If you get that right, you have got a good lap on your hands. In towards Turn 8 and 9 now. And then round Turn 11. And then the end of Sector 2, he's nearly 3 tenths up. He's going to have to find a little bit more through Sector 3. In towards Turn 13 at the hairpin. Down towards 14. And it's been a really, really good lap from Ginaudi in the AlphaTauri. But has he done enough with that performance of the car? And it's only P18. It wasn't enough, unfortunately. Here comes Reese as well in the Aston Martin. So they're all piling up for their laps now. Forza Ferrari is down, but he's going to hit the line. And he's going to be able to go again. We've got Matt Robertson just getting ready as well. Super Turbo has gone P13. Reese has gone P6. Where is Niels Hendrick? He is going to be next. No, I think Jack. It's going to be Jack that's next. So Super Turbo can do no more. He's gone P13. He's still at risk here. The Ferrari Academy driver. And here comes Jack, who will definitely try and take his chances in that Ferrari. He is really finding some pace lately, Jack. The Geordie lad. And I can definitely see the Ferrari team offering him a position at some point and getting him reserving in that Ferrari, as he has already done this season. Round Turn 13. Oh, and he's just got a little bit shaky there. Hopefully it's not lost all that time that he gained. Yellow flags. Niels Hendrick, he's in P15, and Jack has lost it all. At the end, he did improve, and that is so unlucky for Jack, because I do think he would have got through. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes is up as well, and P7, what a lap. Forza Ferrari is down, Jack is out, and Niels Hendrick, by the skin of his teeth, after Jack messed up coming out of Turn 13, has gone into Q2. Wow, Super Turbo in the other Haas is through. Matt Robertson is through as well in the McLaren. Brilliant from him. Pushed Super Turbo down to P14 right at the end there. But really unfortunate for Jack. We were on board with him and just got a little bit sketchy coming out of the hairpin in Sector 3. Kim, how are you doing, Kim? Using that F2, F7 logo, I like it. What a race yesterday. A Williams 1-2. Representing South Korea there. What a guy. So here in Q1, it's Dennis in the Ferrari that is fastest. Panda has come up from F2 and he's in P2 here in Hungary in Q1. B right in the Red Bull in P3 and Brandon P4. Nick in the Aston Martin, who's been phenomenal lately. in that car. But it's the Vicar in the Alfa Romeo will start in P19. Ginaudi in the Alfa Tauri will start in P18. Forza Ferrari reserving in the Williams tonight will start in P17. Jack in the Haas making that big mistake out of turn 13 will start in P16. And Niels Hendrick, who did crash out, does make it through, but he will take no extra part in this qualifying and will start in P15. Remember, guys, we do have the podcast as well this Saturday. So it's an F7 podcast again. But it's just going to be F7 drivers and stuff like that that will be on the podcast. So it'll be nice to just chat to you guys as well. And we can just have a laugh. Maybe a few drinks, stuff like that. So we are in to Q2, but only 14 drivers. So we had one less in Q1 and now one less in Q2. Remember, guys, if you want to be a part of Formula 7 racing, !Discord in the chat. We race every single Sunday. That's bronze, silver and gold, 10 AM, 12:30 PM and 7 PM. We race every single Monday, Fantasy F7. That is your team, your logo, your livery, your Formula 1 team. That is Monday nights at 7:30. Then we have Formula 2, which is part of the Realistic, and that is Tuesdays at 7:30. And then we have the Formula 1 Realistic, which is Wednesdays at 7:30. 4 days of pure class racing to fill your boots. Anything from divisional racing to realistic to fantasy. Realistic have team principals, driver salaries and team budgets, and also now driver academies with Formula 2. It's absolutely brilliant. I love the concept, love the idea. I never used to, but you really get a hold of it when you start getting involved and all the driver academies and stuff like that. It's really fun. But yeah, if you want to be a part of anything, !Discord in the chat and come and join Formula 7 Racing. So a couple of drivers already on the way out. So Sendra is going to be the first driver to settle up. I appreciate that, Albro. Thank you, mate. Oh, Kim, you can't link it. It's alright, mate. Don't worry. Only if you can. So down towards turn 2 for Senjo in the McLaren. Remember, it's a clear, dry race as it's realistic weather. Oh, he's really on the edges there, isn't he, Senjo? Really pushing. Down towards turn 6 and 7 he goes. No bad line through there for the McLaren. Round turn 12 and in towards the hairpin at 13. Up towards the line, it's a 1:16.3. That's your benchmark for Q2. Roix did invalidate it. The Red Bull and Maxi Block is going to be next. Goes fastest, but only by 22 1/1000ths. Super Turbo with a 1:17.7, 1.4 behind Senjo in the McLaren. So he will need to improve on that. Here comes Nick, who has been brilliant of late. Down towards the line, it's a 1:16.8. He is faster than Super Turbo, the Aston Martin. Here comes Reese in the other Aston Martin, but we do have B Wright in the Red Bull. He's going to be next to the line. B Wright out of turn 14, DRS enabled, and he's gone fastest. It's a Red Bull 1-2 in Q2. Henke has invalidated it. We do have Dennis on a lap as well, but it's going to be Reese in the Aston Martin, who turned 16 just Monday, and he was very, very unlucky not to get a race win, his first race win as well. B-Right took it off him on the very last corner of the race. Couldn't even let him have a win for his birthday. Dennis goes fastest, a 1:15.7. So, Dennis has set a new benchmark with 10 minutes of the qualifying remaining. Henke in the Alfa Romeo, we know how good Henke is, so we'll keep an eye on the Alfa Romeo driver. So, Henke down towards turn 12. I don't know actually, Kim, let me have a look. So, Dennis is Belgium, B-Right British, Maxi Block Belgium, Senjo Norwegian, Nick is Dutch, Reese is British, Trubo is Dutch/San Marino, Sergio is Portuguese, Matt is British, Fanfinus is Dutch. Panda, I actually don't know where Panda is from. I think it might be the UK. Henke is Norway, Roix is the Netherlands, and Banter Brandon is the London boy. So no, we don't have anybody in the Norway, in East Asia on the lineup today, mate. Oh, Panda is from Norway. Oh, there you go. So no, Jesus, them Norwegians are rapid, aren't they, Alvaro? There must be something in the water. Panda is on a lap now, the Norwegian. We do have Jennifer Lee from Hong Kong. Jennifer Lee, I've actually got Jennifer Lee on Facebook. He's such a nice guy. He really is. He's just such a great guy. He loves life as well. Loves life, Jennifer. So down towards turn 14 at the hairpin. And Panda to the line. Panda goes P2. And that's exactly why he's come up from the Formula 2 division to represent the Mercedes team. He is rapid. Banter Brandon in the Ferrari is going to be next. He's second in the Drivers' Championship. We know what pace he's got. There's a car in front of him. That is right to the line. And Banter Brandon goes P6. Sergio Silva is in P9. He will go through to Q3 as it stands. Matt Robertson is on a lap in the McLaren. The Papaya. Through turn 11. 7 minutes remaining. And then we move on to Q3, the business end. Dennis is retired, says that's enough. He's a confident boy, and so he should be with a time like that. Here comes Matt Robertson in the McLaren. It's P10, so he's just got through at the moment, but he knows he has Roix and Henke behind him. Roix has invalidated it, and Henke is back on an outlap. So we will stay on board with... I think there's actually a Red Bull on a lap here. I don't know why a Red Bull would be on a lap. Panda is retired as well. So, Henke will be the next one. I know, Kim. It'd be so nice to see two Koreans playing, South Koreans playing in the same league. That would be amazing. I'm pretty sure we have had a South Korea driver in the league before. Many divisions, seasons ago, but I'm positive we did. Look at Henke, look at that. It literally looks like he's going at like 2 speed. Look at that. Look at the way he went through that sector. Like that is crazy. Like the way when I watch a driver on board, it's like I'm watching myself do a lap. Like apart from the obvious of being quick, but when I watch Henke do a lap, it's like I'm watching a lap in fast forward, and like it's just crazy. He doesn't take the same lines as everybody else. He's got so much grip. Like he can just go full throttle. His car just turns into everything as soon as he turns. It just look at that P3 in an Alfa Romeo right underneath Dennis and Panda in a Ferrari and a Mercedes. That is just unbelievable. Matt, no worries, mate. It's funny you should say that actually, Matt, because I've literally just had the scores on as well. I was just literally looking at the scores. Leicester are beating Liverpool, and it's weird as well because I had a feeling Leicester were going to beat them. Arsenal are beating Brentford, Everton are beating Villa, and that's about it. No other scores at the moment. I've actually got Chelsea to beat Brighton today. Even though Brighton have had the more possession at the moment. I just don't know what's going on with Chelsea, to be honest. They spend all this money, but they just can't score goals. You never know, Rocket Man. So Reese is going to be the next one to settle that. So here comes Reese to start his flying lap here in Q2. Senor's retired. He's called it a day as well in the McLaren, so he must be very confident. Reese is really flying here. He's putting in a great lap. So round turn 13 goes Reese. And in towards the final corner at turn 14. 2 minutes to go. The drivers at risk are, one of them is Reese, and Reese goes P7. That might be enough. Banter Brandon is going to be next on an outlap. There is a driver on his way out of the pit lane. That's an Alpine there. He wants to hurry up. That's Fanfinus. Roix is on a lap, so we'll go on board with him. So at the moment, the driver at risk is Nick, but Sergio, Matt, Trubo and Roix have to improve if they want to get through to Q3. Like, look at the way Roix is going through that corner there. And when you was on board with Henke, it was like he didn't even need to brake. It was just left, right, just straight through. It was incredible. Henke faster than both Red Bulls. So here comes Royks, and I think that'll be it. He's not going to have time to get another lap in. So this needs to be good enough to get through. And it's not! So big shock there as Royks in the Alpine is eliminated in Q2 here in Hungary. So that's given opportunity to another driver to maybe get through. Fanfnis is on an outlap, his teammate. So Royks will be bitterly disappointed with that. So Reese is on his way into the pit lane. Banter Brandon in the Ferrari. This is his final run as well. Out of turn 14 and down towards the line he goes. Can the Ferrari get through? P3 goes quicker. And a couple of the other drivers coming down towards the line. Here comes Nick. Nick goes P6. And Maximock is definitely at risk here. But Fanfnis, Sergio is into the pit lane. So Sergio is out with Royk. So it's only Matt. Super Turbo is coming as well in that Haas. Fanfnis and Reese, and only P12. So that's Sergio, Royk and Turbo both out now. Matt and Fanfnis are on laps. Fanfnis is down. Fanfnis is in P10 though, and he might actually be safe here. He's got nobody else putting in a lap apart from Matt. Kim, yes mate, you will. Oh, you might even have a full-time seat, Kim. Depends what happens with the drivers that are currently in there. One of them might go Mercedes. So here comes Fanfnis. We have to stay on board with Matt. He needs to improve by about 7/10 of a second to get through. So I think Fanfnis is going to be safe. And at least one of the Alpines who have been on incredible form, one of them might get through to Q3. Yeah, I think he is. Matt's not putting in enough here. And Fanfnis, who has had 2 race wins and 4 podiums in realistic this season, is going to make it through to Q3. So Trubo does go out in the Haas. So there we have it, the end of Q2. We will now move on to Q3. So TTL Dennis in the Ferrari is the fastest driver on track in Q2. Panda in the Mercedes in P2 and Banter Brandon in P3. But going out is Niels Hendrick, who crashed out in Q1, will start in P15. Matt Robertson in the McLaren will start in P14. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes will start in P13. Super Turbo in the Haas will start in P12. Great qualifying for the Haas team there. And the Alpine of Royks will start in P11. He will not be happy with that. But you see the calibre of drivers there in the top 10. Fanfnis, Reese, Senjo, Maxi, Nick, B-Right, Henke, Brandon, Panda and Dennis. Wow. Anybody, any one of them could have been eliminated there.
Jensen Button took a victory for Honda from 14th in 2006. We're about 20 kilometers north of Budapest, the capital and largest city in Hungary. Once 3 cities, Buda, Pest and Obuda, Budapest became unified in 1873. This is one of the trickiest circuits for overtaking. Though major changes in the pit straight and turn 1 in 2003, which lengthened the track by over 10%, have improved things tremendously. After Monaco, the Hungaroring is the slowest racetrack on the F1 calendar. It's also only the 3rd shortest, a shade longer than Austria's Red Bull Ring. Lewis Hamilton has by far the most wins here in Hungary, more than the next 2 drivers combined. Michael Schumacher has won here 4 times, and Ayrton Senna thrice. You might say the Hungaroring is something of a champion circuit. Of the 35
So here we go, we are into Q3. Dennis is the first driver out on track. He always likes to make a bit of a head start when it comes to Q3. Or any qualifying session, actually. Remember, guys, if you don't already, give us a follow on Instagram, Formula 7 Racing League. Formula 719 on X, formerly known as Twitter. And TikTok is Formula 7 Racing. TikTok, yeah. So, on board with Dennis, down in towards turn 1 he goes. DRS enabled, early on the throttle. So the sun is shining, that's exactly how it will stay. That was a nice line through there actually, kept a lot of pace going through sector 1. Right over the curb, yeah, he got that spot on. And now into the right-hander. So through turn 6 and 7. And he's not made any mistakes yet. He should be happy with this lap here, Dennis. Just ever so slightly eased off the throttle and then straight back on it. He is at the limit here. Oh, wow. There is so the margins in this lap. Down towards turn 13 at the hairpin. He has put everything into this, the Belgian driver. That is an incredible lap. Out of turn 14, down towards line. It's going to be in the 115s. It's a 115.2, and that is your benchmark for Q3. Maximum with a 115.4. Here comes Pete Rice, a 115.3. Look at the lap times here in Hungary. But it's the Ferrari that is on provisional pole here at the Hungaroring. Panda is on an outlap. Banter Brandon is on a flyer as well. So the Ferrari is trying to get a jump straight away. So did the Red Bulls. So here comes Brandon down towards the line. It's a 116.5. He will not be happy with that. Here comes Nick. Nick goes faster than the Ferrari. A 116.4. So the former Red Bull driver that is Banter Brandon, who now drives for the Ferrari, not outperforming the Red Bulls here in Hungary. So Reese on an outlap, Senjo and Panda as well. So it's going to be Panda to the line first. Yeah, but remember, East, we have a 3-season limit for drivers in any team. So any driver can only do 3 seasons, but it's realistic. The top drivers will be in the top teams. That's just the way it is. But the way we've done it is, as Alvaro agreed, a 115.5 by Panda, as Alvaro agreed as well. In real F1, you will have teams that will have, like, say, Vettel. He will do a load of seasons in Red Bull, and then he'll maybe go Ferrari, and then he'll go to Aston Martin, and then he'll retire. So it's exactly the same. These drivers will get an opportunity. Like Brandon, he could have done 3 seasons in Red Bull, and then Ferrari, he might have done 3 seasons in Ferrari, then maybe 3 in Mercedes if they wanted to sign him. Then he would have to start going down to the lower teams. And, you know, because that's a long time to be in a top team. So, eventually, these top drivers will have to take an opportunity in a smaller team. Eventually. So, that's the reason we did that 3-season limit. Which is a long time. It's a year and a half, 3 seasons. So, it would take, 3 years for them to do 3 seasons in Ferrari and Red Bull. So, they're not going to be there forever, is basically what I'm saying. But the top drivers will always be in the top teams because they want to win constructors. Here comes Henke in the Alfa Romeo, and it's P6 for the Alfa Romeo driver. No, absolutely, Alvaro, yeah. And the thing is, these, like Sergio today, is getting an opportunity in the Mercedes team because of how well he's been performing in the Williams. So the opportunities are there. The reserves, you'll always get chances to reserve. Like, if you drive for Haas, or you drive for Williams, or you drive for AlphaTauri, you'll get a chance to get in them top seats when they need a reserve and stuff like that. But you will also get a chance, if you're performing well, to get a seat. And, you know, eventually these top teams will need the lower drivers, especially when, like B. Wright, technically speaking, this should be his last season with Red Bull, really. Because this is his third season with Red Bull. So everybody's into the pit lane. Just under 5 minutes to go. There we go. Sergio's staying. He's here to stay. Hey, Sergio. I hope you don't go. I hope you don't leave me for Mercedes. So all the drivers are in to the pit lane. We are only 4 minutes away from lights out here in Hungary.
We're about 20 kilometers north of Budapest, the capital and largest city in Hungary. Once three cities, Buda, Pest and Obuda, Budapest became unified in 1873.
So make sure you stay for lights out, guys. It is coming up.
From the eastern Pest area, with modern city living, transport hubs and commercial districts. This circuit is often called the Dust Bowl, and with good reason. Surrounded by elevation on all sides and with dry dirt frequently grown across the track, this place can be a slippery challenge for all drivers. In all the many decades of coming to the Hungary, the circuit has only seen one Hungarian driver start there.
So the drivers will start to come out now. I like that. I like that, Sergio. You're a Pepe. Yeah, you're a Pepe. He's like a Ricardo Quaresma, and they need a Cristiano Ronaldo. So Dennis is back on an outlap. Nice to see. This is it. This is his final shootout. These are for pole position, and it's such a great position to be in, especially around Hungary. This is where you want to be, right at the front, because of the difficulty to overtake. Oh, look at that, eh? Yeah, they should, Sergio. You'll probably end up driving into them into turn one and taking them all out, getting sent off. So 2 minutes to go here at the Hungaroring. So we are on board, and here we go. This is the final runs, and it's the Ferrari that will lead the way. Every other driver on outlaps, but Dennis hopefully will not get caught up in traffic. We watched his lap before. It was phenomenal. Can he do any better? He's already on provisional pole. He's got nearly 2 attempts to be right. Yeah, he's really going for it. He knows he can now. He knows he can just throw it in there. Purple sector 1, so already he's gone quicker. Oh, he's messed it up. He's messed it up. Yeah, no worries, Alvaro. Take care. Good luck to the Ferrari boys, Alvaro. So here comes Dennis. He's still going. He's up. He's up. I said that he messed it up. He absolutely did not. He's still up. Dennis is one hell of a Ferrari driver. No wonder they signed him. Down towards turn 14. DRS enabled to the line. It's a 1:15.0 from the Ferrari driver. That is your benchmark. Panda has invalidated it. He's not going to be able to improve. Panda will be at P4 at best, but Nick is improving in the Aston Martin. I think it's Fanfidus behind him. It is. Nick is up. He's going to put him around a 1:16.1 if he carries on. Maybe a 1:16.0. That will only move him up one position, but Henke is on a lap as well. So is Fanfidus. Here comes Nick. Panda hits the checker flag. A 1:16.0, exactly what we called it. Here comes Fanfidus. A 1:16.2. Now the Alfa Romeo of Henke. It's Banter Brandon that goes P5. It's the two Red Bulls. It's Maxi Block that's going to come through first. Maxi Block stays P3. And B Right has backed out. Did he lose it? Has he backed out? I don't know. No, I don't think he has. Here comes B Right in the Red Bull. Down towards the line he goes. Oh, and he did improve, but just not enough. Reese goes P9. Here comes Henke. Will be the last to cross the line. But Dennis has blown them all the way here at the Hungaroring. And Dennis will take pole position here in Hungary. We've got to wait for Dennis before we can get going. So there we have it. It is race time. So, pole position here in Hungary goes to the Ferrari driver of Dennis. An extra 10 million in the bank for them as well. B Right will start on the front row of the grid with the Ferrari in P2. Max Block will start right behind him on the second row of the grid in P3. Alongside him, the Mercedes of Panda in P4, his debut race in F1. Banter Brandon, the Ferrari, will be on the third row of the grid in P5. Alongside him, a McLaren in P6. The Aston Martin of Nick will be on the fourth row of the grid in P7. Alongside him, Fanfidus in the Alpine in P8. On the fifth row of the grid, it's the Alfa Romeo, the Norwegian of Henke in P9. And alongside him will be Reese in P10. Here we go. This is it for the Hungarian Grand Prix here at Formula 7 Racing, sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs, and it's lights out and away we go. down towards the line. Dennis trying to hold off the two Red Bulls as they go down towards turn one. Into the slipstream is B Right. And here comes Maxi Block round the outside of his teammate. Banner Brandon on the outside of the Mercedes and Panda as well. Sendro, Reese is up two past Fanfinus. Henke staying in position. Here comes Super Turbo in the house round the outside of the Alpine. The other Alpine of Fanfinus battling it out with the Aston Martin of Nick. Down the inside of turn three they go. There's an Alpine that goes out wide. That's Roix. Forza is up 4 places as he tries to take another position off Roy. Max down once. The Vickers up 2. Sergio Silva down 6. Not a great start from him. Panda still right on the back of Maxi Block as they go through turn 6 and 7. But Dennis leads halfway through lap 1 here in Hungary. Forza Ferrari does get past Roy. Did he get damage? He seems to be really struggling. There goes the AlphaTauri as well. Here comes Jack in the house, right on their tails, already up 2. But here comes Niels Hendrick. Niels Hendrick goes off. It was Niels Hendrick in the AlphaTauri that was weaving. And just goes off track. He seems to be really struggling as well in that car. The race strategies, mediums to hard, soft to mediums, mediums to hards, hards to mediums. A load of different strategies. Let's have a look at the tyre choices. So yeah, different strategies all over the place. And Matt's in the pit lane. That is not how he would have wanted his race to start here at the Hungaro Ring. B Right still chasing down Dennis when he gets that DRS. But he seems to have a lot more pace coming through Sector 1. They're all on the mediums all the way down to P11. Them hard tyres, that's why Roix was losing a lot of positions. He started on the hards. So they will come into play later on in the race. Tyre degradation around this circuit is tough. That's the yellow flag, that's Niels Hendrick that's out. Niels Hendrick is out, that's a safety car. He's lost it through coming out of turn 7. So that's the first safety car. Niels Hendrick is out and it pulls Matt Robertson back into this race. So, does anybody take the opportunity to pit? Surely not at this stage of the race. Oh, Jack pits. So Jack has pitted and so has the Vicar. So they have taken the opportunity. I suppose it is a free pit stop. And they've both gone onto mediums. Wow. So maybe they'll just try and do a huge stint on the mediums now and maybe go double mediums actually. Because that could be their strategy now. All the other guys will have to go mediums to hards. Whereas in the Vicar and Jack could do the double mediums now. Or even mediums to softs. So keep your eyes out for that. I don't know if mediums to softs will work. Potentially it would, but I feel like the tyre situation around here is really tough. I mean, you would make it actually, to be fair. I mean, we did yesterday in Formula 2, but it's a different kind of scenario, isn't it? So Forza, the only driver on the grid to be on the softs. So I'm not sure what his strategy is or what he's going for in the race. Ginaldi is into the pits. And Matt Robertson is back into the pits as well. You know, if Matt Robertson had stayed out for one more lap, even with damage, and would have got that safety car, it would have really been good for him. But he's going to be on the freshest medium tyres on the grid, Matt. So don't count him out yet. Ginaldi's gone for the hards. Fair play, because that's exactly what I'd have gone for. If this was me in this situation and I was at the back of the grid like Ginaldi, the only chance you've got of getting anything out of this race is getting a strategy absolutely perfect. And I'd have gone for the hards. I'd stay out for as long as I possibly could, hope for a safety car right near the end, and go on to softs. That's the only thing I'd try and go for here now. Hope for a couple more, maybe safety cars, something like that. Obviously, I'm not hoping for safety cars, but if that's what happens, that's the kind of strategy that Ginaldi would need here. So the safety car is going in this lap. Dennis will be the one to lead the safety car restart. When does he go? Does he go early? Does he go late? Does he go midway through the corner? Let's go with be right and have a look at when he goes. He's taking a really wide line so we can get a real good exit. Oh, and there he goes, and see that? That was very cheeky from Dennis. He literally went right in front of B Right, cut his car up, and then went. That was very clever. Here comes Panda around the outside, and he's just touched Maxi there as well. A little bit of contact. He goes wide. Here comes Panda Brandon, who gets through on Panda now. Wheel to wheel, side by side, goes the Scuderia and the AMG. Panda has slotted back in behind him. Sendra and the McLaren is still there as well. Nick, Fanfinus, Reese, Henke and Forza on them softs. Keep an eye on him. Super Turbo chasing down the Williams. Matt Robertson is through on the Vicar in the Alfa Romeo. Ginaldi in the Alfa Tauri just trying to stay with him on them slower, harder tyres. So through turns 6 and 7 they go. The Ferrari leads to the two Red Bulls. But Banter Brandon's right there. He can definitely help his teammate now. The Ferraris can work together here. Senjo is having a look at Panda as well. He's looking really quick in that McLaren. Remember, we've not had any DRS yet. We had that safety car on lap 2. Oh, Panda's got damage. That's why he was being overtaken. Panda has got damage. Really unfortunate for him. But he's not out of this race yet. He can get off their mediums and just start blasting out some laps now. And hopefully undercut the pack. There goes Senjo and Nick. The McLaren and the Aston Martin. Down towards turn 3 they go. The Aston Martin's going to try and come back down the inside. Just thinks better of it and backs out. Great racing from the two drivers. And here comes the Aston Martin, does the old switch back, and up towards turn 4, up the hill they go. The McLaren backs out this time. What a move from Nick. Look at this for racing. Here comes Senjo right back at him, in towards 6 and 7. Fantastic. Is he going to try and make the move on him? So it's the Aston Martin of Nick that is up to P6. Then we have Sendra in the McLaren and the Alpine of Fanfinus right there as well. So it's Dennis that does lead to the two Red Bulls of B Right and Maxi Block. Then we have the Ferrari of Banter Brandon. So these four just starting to pull away now as the Aston Martin of Nick sits in P5 as he comes through turn 13. DRS is now enabled. Will we start to see these overtakes? They are locked in a bit of a DRS train though. Oh, there's going for an overtake here. That's the Mercedes. Down the inside of the Alpine, goes for a late move on Roix. And the Alpine's just trying to keep it round the outside, does have the pace. And the Mercedes will try and come back down the straight, and round the outside he goes, round the hairpin. The Alpine is still there on the inside, and that's another bit of great racing from the two drivers. A lot of respect shown there. That's a safety car. That is Henke that is round. He's got no front wing. And Henke in the Alfa Romeo has brought out the safety car just when DRS was re-enabled. He's spun it and the safety car is out. What is this going to do for the strategies? Panda is already back in. So let's have a look at the tyres now. What will that do? So they're all on mediums. This is great for Forza to get the softs off. So Forza can get the softs off now. For his strategy, this is perfect. A Williams driver up to P9, and now he's got the safety car as well. But what do the other drivers do? Dennis is in. B Wright's in. Maxi has stayed out, so they're not double stacking. But the Ferraris are. Are they going to time this to perfection? Let's have a look. Dennis is on the way in. Maxi what now leads this Grand Prix. Banter Brandon's going to get held up, and the double stack has not worked as they wanted it to, and he's been really held up there. Where is Brandon going to come out of all of these pit stops? They double stacked, it is not paid off, and Banter Brandon looks to be right down the pecking order here. Reese has stayed out, Jack as well, Matt Robertson, all the drivers that pitted under the first safety car have really benefited here, but Banter Brandon has come out in P12, 5 positions below his teammate after double stacking under the safety car. But is it worth both pitting now and not under the safety car? Maxi Block didn't pit. They didn't want to double stack the Red Bulls, but will that cost them later on in this race? So Maxi Block does lead. He is going for the long stint. Remember, there's still 27 laps to go. So Forza did pit now, and he's down to P14, but he's on them fresh, hard tyres. So once everybody on the mediums in front pits, Forza will technically be in P8, P9 here again. So it's a good position for him to be in. Trubo, Brandon as well. Everybody that's on the fresh hards is basically the sort of one position, one downwards. But I would keep an eye out on Matt Robertson. He's only on 4 lap old mediums. He's now into P5. Remember guys, exclamation mark Discord in the chat if you want to be a part of Formula 7 racing or Formula 7 realistic. Or fantasy Formula 7. Entirely up to you. We have something for everybody. So the safety car is in this lap and we're going to go back racing once again. And it is going to be Maxi Block that leads this safety car restart this time. He's also going to have Reese, Jack, Sergio, Matt, and the Vicar in the Alfa Romeo at P6 as well. So, and he's gone really early. The Red Bull has caught the Aston Martin out a bit here. The Mercedes being chased down by the McLaren as they go down towards the line. Here comes the McLaren of Senjo, and he's trying to catch him. Has he got the pace down in towards turn 1? Here comes the Ferrari as well on the Alfa Romeo. So does the Red Bull of B Right. So it's Dennis and B Right in the Alfa Romeo just going out wide. That's give the McLaren the opportunities to go down towards turn 3 as well. The McLaren is free on the Alfa, and the Vicar is struggling here, but he is on the older tyres, and he's got them faster drivers with the fresher tyres. It's not a good combination to have them behind you. The Aston Martin just being held up, so is the Alpine. He just lunges down the inside, needs to be careful here. So does the Alpine and the Ferrari. Banter Brandon, who double stacked, has found himself way down the pecking order and doesn't need to be held up anymore. But the Vicar well in his rights to race his race here. But he's just being swallowed up a little bit. Here comes the other Mercedes. They're just got to be patient though. And is he going to make the move? And the Mercedes is going to try and go down the inside later on the brakes with them fresher tyres. Here comes the Ferrari. So this is the battle. Dennis and B Right is sort of the provisional lead. And B Right is into the slipstream with the Ferrari. Can he catch him? He is catching him. Down towards turn 1 they go. The Ferrari stays in front, and they are catching up to that McLaren. Will he play a part in this battle? We've got some amazing battling going on. So this is your race leader, Maxi Block. And he's took off a bit now from Reese in the Aston Martin. So Dennis and B Right, the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Look at this, the McLaren and the Mercedes still getting very close. That is Sergio, and that is the McLaren that would like to try and look down the inside of turn 13 at the hairpin. And there's a bit of a train starting to form behind Sergio, but he's doing a really good job at fending them off. Remember, no DRS yet. And here comes the McLaren now. Finally, he's going to go for it down the inside of turn 1, later on the brakes. And the Mercedes, nothing he can do. Now comes the Aston Martin to try and pickpocket the McLaren. But the Mercedes just positioning the car. And down the inside goes the Aston Martin. Needs to be careful. Oh, wow. The Aston was not thinking about leaving space there. That's Dennis on Jack. Dennis is finally through on the Haas driver. And B Right is now held up behind Matt Robertson and Jack, the McLaren and the Haas. And if he gets held up too long here, he might lose sight of Dennis. So Senjo is catching up as well, the McLaren of Senjo. So the two McLarens could work together here. There goes Banter Brandon on Sergio as well, and Super Turbo just comes barging through. Trying to follow the Ferrari. Oh, and Trubo's nearly lost it there. A little collision with Sergio, and now comes Panda. And the Haas driver of Super Turbo gone from overtaking Sergio to getting overtaken by Panda. So, Matt, if you are listening, Chelsea have just scored. They are 1-0. B Right is finally through on Matt as well. Down the inside he went. And Dennis has even overtaken Reese now. So Dennis is absolutely flying. Here comes Senjo. So a tactical decision between the McLarens as Matt lets Senjo go. B-Right is going to try and make the move on Jack down in towards turn 6, and he does go for it. And Jack not giving him an easy ride there, making him work for it. Yeah, Liverpool the 1-1. So Banter Brandon is through on Nick. Panda has had a mistake, I think. No, he's not. He's gone for a move. So Panda on Nick, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes wheel to wheel. Nick just losing out and the Alpine goes through. And Nick just managing to keep that car in one piece. Banter Brandon is from Matt Robertson. He's trying to catch up to B-Right, who's just gone past Reese. So B-Right is through. Remember, DRS is enabled. Now Senjo gets past Jack as well. Panda on Matt. And the two McLarens losing a position each. Nick through on Sergio. Sergio does have the inside line though. Sergio, a very respectful driver, will give the route. Oh, Trubo and Sergio once again coming to blows. And oh, Sergio spun it. Trubo diving down the inside of the hairpin there. Oh, and he nearly claps the Alpine as well. Fanfitness is through on Panda. And he's now right on the back of that McLaren. And just gives him a little nudge for good luck. Matt really trying to hold on. That's the Mercedes, and Panda nearly loses it again. So Super Trubo really in the wars here. Here comes Henke now on the Aston Martin of Nick, and is he going to go down the inside? He is. That's a late lunge from the Alfa Romeo. The Aston Martin giving him the room though, and Fanfres, look at this, they are still trying to get past that McLaren. Jack is still in P7 in that Haas. What a race. Nick is into the pit lane, and so is Sergio Silva, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. Senjo gets from Reese. Here comes Fanfitness on Panda and Matt Robinson as well. Banter Brandon on Reese down the inside, the Aston Martin and the Scuderia Ferrari. And the Ferrari of Banter Brandon is now through. B-Right, after getting through all that traffic, has found himself 2.6 seconds off Dennis now. Here comes Fanfitness on Jack, the Alpine on the Haas. Into turn 4 they go. And here comes the Mercedes of Panda, late on the brakes. And the Haas will try and defend and hold on now. You can lose so much time through sector 1 and 2 because it's so difficult to overtake. You really do need the straight in Hungary. The only other overtaking spot is if you get a good exit out of turn 11, exactly what Fanfitness is trying to do, but he just backs out. And good defensive driving from Jack. That's exactly what he's trying to do. And Fanfitness will definitely have to wait for the straight here. And Fanfitness has had to be patient. And that's exactly what he's done. But now he's going to be let off the reins. And down towards turn 1 they go with that DRS enabled. And he's going to take the inside line. But here comes the Mercedes as well. Is he going to try and make a move on the Haas? He is. The Alpine just trying to slow down into the chicane. And that just hinders the Mercedes driver slightly. Jack now down to P9. Henke is through on Matt Robertson. But Matt's got the inside of turn 2 at the hairpin. Brilliant driving. Super Turbo now coming back. Remember, he's on them hard, so there is a lot of drivers that will still need to pit here with 19 to go. So Dennis is now on the back of Maxwell. Are we going to see a Sergio Sergio Perez-esque drive from Abu Dhabi for Maximlock. He does, and he dives down the inside, Dennis. And Maximlock trying to defend and trying to do everything he can do to hold him up for his teammate, but Dennis was not having none of it. He was, I am coming through whether you let me or not, and just gets through in towards turn 1, and it's not really held him up at all. Here comes the Mercedes, and that's Panda on Fanforders, and he's spun. Oh, be careful, be careful. Oh, there's a pile up. There's a pile up. Oh, he spun it. The Mercedes spun it. The Alpha's hit him. The McLaren's gone wide. Henke has got no front wing. Oh, wow. He slipped it going round turn 2. And he was in the middle of the track. So, at least everybody's still in the race. Henke does have no front wing, though. Did anybody else get damage? Did Matt Robertson? There was a lot of drivers coming through. Jack is now down to P14. Oh, Matt's missing an M plate. Now, what about Jack? Did Jack get damaged? No. Yes, Jack's missing an M plate. Oh, this is... Oh, some of these drivers were having an incredible race. Matt's got no M plate. Jack's got no M plate. Henke's got no front wing. Reese is into the pit lane. 17 laps on them mediums. And he's finally changing them. Super Turbo now up to P7. Panda is out. Has he retired in the pit lane? Oh, that's not a good way to start your debut race in Formula 1. A lot of drivers going into the pit. So Henke, Roix, Matt, Jack and Reese all pitting. A few of them have damage. So one driver... And that was Fanfinus. Was it Fanfinus and Nick that had the collision? I can't remember. But yeah, nobody wanted to leave room there, and they've really paid for it. And a lot of other drivers have paid for it as well. Because of one move, and with no ghosting on, it's realistic. A lot of other drivers have been compromised here. Oh, Fanfan Panda. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Fanfan Panda. More room should have been left. They could have been different on both parts. You know, maybe not so late of a move. Maybe more space given. You know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But yeah, it's really affected a lot of the other drivers. Banter Brandon now on Senjo. Here goes the Ferrari on the McLaren. Down into turn 1. And Banter Brandon is back up to P4. But he is 3.5 seconds off B right. Maximox still trying to stay with Dennis at the moment. He's only 1.3 behind him, but he will have to pit. Is he going to go for the undercut? That is the question. So it's been apart from them 2 safety cars at the start of the race, this has been a really good Grand Prix. So Senjo trying to stay with Brandon as long as he can try and stay with the Ferrari for as long as possible and get that DRS. This could really help his race. Just keep an eye on them. So Senjo did get DRS again. It's really helping him out. That is Reese on the Vicar. Reese down the inside. Oh, and Nick goes through as well. The 2 Aston Martins. Pickpocketing the Alfa Romeo. Roix in the Alpine on the back of the McLaren of Matt as well. A lot of drama in the middle of that race, weren't they? A lot of drama. So Nick is through. So was that a tactical decision? Reese is obviously on the harder, slower tyre. Maybe he's just let his teammate go through and said, you try and get ahead as much as possible. I'll try and stay with you in the DRS on the slower tyres. And then if we need to switch back near the end of the race, that's exactly what we'll do. Hey, if that's what they've done, that's brilliant. So, Maxi Block, 19 laps on the mediums. Surely he's got a pit. What's he holding out for? Well, we will find out. But he is staying out for now. And Maxi Block, 20 laps on the mediums is a long stint. Senjo still half a second behind Brandon. He is sticking with him. So the McLaren is staying with the Ferrari here. Reese and Nick, the two Aston Martins, trying to work together. Reese trying to stay within that DRS. So DRS enabled once again. 14 laps to go, and the Vicar is into the pit lane. And Dennis, the Belgian driver, leads. Yeah, you have it. So it's a Belgian 1-2, Dennis and Maxi Block. And B-Right has made up no time on Dennis either. Track limits are definitely on strict. Maxi Block is into the pits. Corner cutting on strict. You can see that on stream. Not a single track limit penalty though, which is good. So Maxi Block is on to the softs for the end of this race. And he's come out in P6. He's left B-Right in P2 now. And I tell you what, with 13 laps to go, do not count Maxi Block out yet on them soft tyres. Do not count him out, because he will be absolutely flying. So we'll keep an eye on his lap times, and we'll see if he starts to improve. So yeah, already he was 3 seconds behind Maxi Block, and within half a lap he's 1.9. So yeah, it's just whether he gets caught up behind any of the drivers really. So we might have an exciting end to this race. It's been a thrilling first half of this race. It died down a bit in the middle. Nick is front, Ginaudi, maybe Reese as well. What a move from Reese! Look at that. Maxi Block on Fanfitness already. Wow, he is flying. He's had to go out wide there, Maxi. Fanfitness not giving him the room. Didn't want to give him the room, did he? But Maxi is not going to be waiting around, and off he goes. Look how much quicker he is. Wow. Yeah, and to think he's only about 18 seconds off the lead, and he's got 12 laps. This is actually really interesting. So I'm going to put this on leader. Sorry, this on leader, and we will keep an eye on that lap time, the time from Maxi Block to Dennis. We've got Reese and Nick still working together. Yeah, Maxi Block setting fastest laps. It's already down to 17 seconds. It was 19 at the start of that lap. Max is on the hunt. Reese and Nick have swapped places. Sergio Silva is up to P10. He's in the points. Sergio Silva is in the points. I tell you what, some of these drivers at the back have had a really, really good race. Forza up to P11 in the Williams. So P Wright is leading the championship, but he's only in second in the race, but his championship rival is in third. His championship rival in every division at the moment. Interesting. So the gap is down to 15 seconds now for Maximum with 10 laps to go. And Dennis, B. Wright, Brandon and Senjo have all done 17 laps on the hards. Maximock has done 3 laps on the softs, so a massive difference in tyres with 10 laps to go. Ginaudi has pitted for fresh softs as well. But the only problem is with Max is if he does catch Brandon, he is not going to let him through easily. He will do everything he can do to defend. And I don't blame him. That's what I would do. Senjo, look at this. Senjo is still right on the back of Brandon. Brandon has not been able to shake off this McLaren for numerous laps now. Reese and Nick still right next to each other, and they are chasing down Trubo. So Trubo was in P7. So Reese is through on Trubo. Now it's Nick's turn. Down the inside he goes. Nick and Trubo. Trubo gives him the space out wide. And he just backs out. Around turn 3. So the two Aston Martins are through. Trubo's down to P9. And look at that gap now. 11 seconds for Maxi Block. I think Maximot's gonna run out of laps here. The gap is 10.3. He's disposed of Senjo, but he's now got Banter Brandon in front of him, who will do everything he can do to hold him up. Super Turbo has had a good race in that Haas actually, up in P9. But he's got Sergio chasing him down on fresher hards. Here comes Maxi Block, that Ferrari of Banter Brandon. This is where the defending comes into play. And it's going to be Carlos Sainz-esque here in Hungary. And he's going to hold him and hold him. So Sergio stayed on the back of Brandon for so long as well. But now here comes Maxi. Oh, he's gone wide. So when the hunt was on, 7 laps to go as well. He's giving it everything now. So, will he go for him now? Here he has, he's going to have the DRS, into the slipstream he goes. And the Red Bull driver is finally going to be through, but is he going to be too far back to try and challenge for the lead? He's 9.2 behind Dennis, so he's made up no time on the Ferrari who's leading this Grand Prix for the last 2 laps. So what a job by Banter Brandon. Now he's in that clean air though, and he's got to go racing again because the laps are dwindling away, only 6 to go. Can he still get some decent lap times in before them softs fall off? Should he have gone for the mediums? Would he have caught up on the mediums? I don't think so. Ginaudi on the back of Jack. Remember, he's on them fresh softs. Ginaudi is going for it here. And Jack, I don't know if he's going to be able to defend this. Especially over 6 laps. But they've both had amazing races. The Haas and the AlphaTauri. They really have performed well. It's been a great race actually. 2 DNFs out of 19 drivers, not a single penalty on the grid, some truly unbelievable racing as well. So the gap is down to 8.3, so Maxi is not catching up to Dennis the way he was before he caught Brandon. So Liverpool are now beating Leicester 2-1 and Newcastle are 1-0 against City. Ginaudi on Jack, into the DRS, down towards turn 1, and the AlphaTauri is finally through as they go wheel banging through the hairpin, and Ginaudi on the fresher softs is up to P12. So the gap, Maxi, he's still chasing, but I think he's going to run out of laps. He's around 8 seconds behind, so he's just not making the time up now. Maybe starting to struggle on them softs. Let's have a look. Yeah, 7.9. We'll go back to interval. There's not really anything else to watch in this race now. Yeah, I mean, maybe the game plan wasn't to catch Dennis. Maybe it was just to catch Brandon and help out his teammate. Oh, Rikes with the first and only penalty of this race. Trubo on the back of Reese. Here comes Trubo. Round the outside, the Aston Martin and the Haas. And the Aston Martin did have the inside line, so there's nothing he could do. But he's got a great exit here, Trubo, as they go up the hill towards turn 4. But he's going to have to wait for a better overtaking spot. I don't know how Trubo's catching up to Reese here, considering he's done 10 laps more on them hard tyres. Has Reese got down? No, he's not got damage, so I'm not sure why he's struggling so much. 3 laps to go. The RS enable for Trubo. And he's going to get this. Trubo, who's done 10 laps more than Reese on the same tyres, is going to go up to P8. Reese is going to try and come back at him. But Super Trubo will get that DRS again. Even if you make the overtake into turn 1, you get the DRS going down towards turn 2. So a little bit of action near the end of this race. Reese is trying to respond to Trubo, but he's just unable to get any closer. Which I find strange considering Trubo's done 25 laps on the hards and Reese has done 15. Maxi Block has been catching up, by the way, to B Right and Dennis. But they've just gone on to the second to last lap. And Maxi can actually now see his teammate. But he's going to be too far behind Dennis unless they made a mistake. Senjo is back into that DRS of Banter Brandon as well. Henke into the pit lane. He's not had a good race. He's gone onto the softs. He's going to go for that fastest lap. I don't know who currently has that fastest lap, but I'm pretty sure Henke will take it away in about 2 minutes' time. So F2 was brilliant yesterday. F1 today was brilliant. So all the realistic races this week have been top. So Dennis will lead going on to the final lap. I tell you what though, B Right has actually caught up to Dennis by a second that lap, and Maxi Block is going to be in DRS range. So going on to the final lap. So Dennis has lapped, I think it's Royks there, and yeah, he did lap Royks. So that's why he lost time. He got held up behind the Alpine. Reese has fell 2 seconds behind Trubo. I'm not really sure what's happened there. Maxi Block on the very last lap of this race has caught up to his teammate. He's found around 15 seconds in the last 12 laps. He's caught up to his teammate. He's now within DRS range. but will he get the opportunity to overtake him before the line? Are we going to see another Miami situation? Is he even going to go for the overtake this time, or are we going to see a clean one? Brandon Asenjo's been very tasty, but he's been right on the back of him for the majority of the race. Sergio Silva on Reese. Sergio Silva is up to P9. Surely Reese has got damage here. He's lost another position, but this is it. Coming up towards turn 13. I think B Wright's going to hold on to that P2. Dennis is going to come through. Senjo's got a penalty, but it don't matter. It doesn't matter. He's way far in front. But Dennis, the Belgium, is going to come through in Hungary and win the Grand Prix. B Wright takes P2 and Maximot takes the podium in P3. What a drive from Dennis from start to finish. Was incredible. Senjo is going to come through. He's got that penalty now. It's not going to matter, and tries to get him on the line. Brandon takes P4. What a drive from Senjo in P5. Fanfinis will take P6. Henke takes that fastest lap. Exactly what we said he was going to do. But what a drive from Nick in the Aston Martin to take P7. Trubo in the Haas will take P8. 27 laps on the hards. Five drivers did more than 27 laps. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes will take P9, and Reese in the Aston takes P10. So there you have it, 2 Belgians on the podiums, and the British driver B Wright. What are we doing that? So let's have a look at the final standings. So it's Dennis that wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. B Wright in the Red Bull takes P2, and Maxi Block in the Red Bull takes P3. Banter Brandon in the Ferrari P4, Sendra in the McLaren P5, Fanfinis in the Alpine takes P6. Nick in the Aston Martin P7, Super Trubo in the Haas in P8, Sergio Silva in the Mercedes in P9, and Reese in the Aston Martin in P10. Not sure what happened to him near the end of the race. We'll do some quick interviews and then I can watch the last 15 minutes of the City game. So we will jump straight in to Maxi Block. Maxi Block P3 in the Red Bull today. How was that one? Sorry, I was muted on my controller. Maxi Block, P3 in the race today. Great podium. What a drive, mate. How was that one?
Was feeling nice to be flying there at the end. I just tried to do something else than other people with that safety car, because otherwise I could have pitted, lost some positions, and just being stuck again on the same strategy as everyone. So I think it was a decent choice. I don't know if there is a good or bad choice, to be honest, but it was fantastic. I just saw again how stupid Antonius can be on the track, but it's fine.
At any point did you think you would have been able to catch obviously you caught your teammate right at the end there. You were very close to catching Dennis. A few more laps I reckon you would have got him, but you obviously got held up by his teammate and things like that. But at any point, did you think you might have a chance?
To be honest, I didn't put any hope on it because when you pit like you're 2 seconds behind, you pit for fresh offs. I know I was gonna be fast, but like I wasn't also dreaming too much. I was taking step by step. Now seeing the gap at the end, maybe if I don't lose too much time with Antonius being 3 seconds slower lap and still pushing me off track. With Sandro in the DRS of Brandon, also not the funniest of things. But he got unlucky. He lost the car in the chicane, and because he lost the rear, yeah, I couldn't stop in time. But,
yeah, we've seen.
So yeah, and then yeah, I needed an. I didn't get Brandon on that first lap, so I don't know what it would have given. Obviously, if I didn't lose that time, I probably was gonna be let pass by Ben. I perfectly know it. If there was a catch on Dennis, but yeah, race went fine. Still P3, P2, so good result.
No, absolutely, yeah, it was a great result.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. So
yeah,
no, very happy.
Yeah, definitely, I would be as well, Maxi. It's another great podium, a great result. So well done and on a great drive, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, Maxi. We move on to your P2 driver, the championship leader. B Right, how are you, mate?
Well, I don't know if it's quite championship leader yet, but yeah, I'm not too bad, mate, yourself.
Hey, are you not championship leader?
I don't think so, not just yet. That's
in realistic. Oh, banter. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, and you got 18 points and Brandon got 12. Yeah, so Brandon's still the championship leader. I thought it was the other way around. I'm really, really sorry, Brandon, if you're listening. I do apologise. Be Right, you've took the gap down by another 6 points today. So that takes it down to 7 points behind Banter Brandon now. That's a good result.
Yeah, delighted, buzzing with the result. It was obviously going to be a bit of a task to sort of catch Dennis at one of his favourite tracks, it being a wheel track as well. We know how dominant he is on the wheel, and just straight to him, really. Big congratulations to Dennis. It's his first win in realistic, probably a long time coming.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, obviously, I took that one away from him last week, which he probably deserved as well. With me having my 5 seconds with not getting out, just not quite side of it, but obviously they made the mistake their end. But no, take nothing away from him today. Absolute stellar drive from him. He sort of won that race from that second safety car. It was either get Dennis at the start of this race or not at all, and obviously it's been not at all. But no, then on to my race. Obviously, yeah, just I knew at that point, just bring the car home. Seen Maxi sort of gaining on me, which was a bit scary because he was gaining a lot each lap, and I managed. I had straight line speed today. I tried to go for something different, but it didn't quite pay off. But P2, mate, is massive, obviously. Bringing that championship lead down. Just got to keep race in Belgium next week, so I think that's going to be a really strong and nice track for me and Maxi. Hopefully we can do something special there next week. But yeah, mate, really delighted, massive for the team. Yeah, I'm really happy for me and Maxi to get P1 and P2, mate.
Yeah, I would be as well, and Belgium is definitely going to be a strong track next week, mate. It was another great drive from you. You look rapid out there. You obviously got held up in a bit of traffic under the second safety car and lost touch to Dennis, but it was still a phenomenal drive, mate. So well done on another well-deserved podium, Ben.
Yeah, cheers, Nathan. Obviously, well done on the comms as well. Well done to my own team. Harvey was there tonight, giving us the support that he always tries to give, so fair play to him. Well done to Maxi as well. It's nice for him to be getting a little bit of luck on his side as well, and sharing this podium together. And yeah, big congratulations to Dennis as well. Dennis, you deserve it, mate. Big stellar drive from you today, and yeah, well done to the Ferrari boys.
Mate.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, mate. We will move on to your race winner, who was phenomenal today. Dennis, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm not bad. That was one hell of a drive. You qualified on pole position. You looked absolutely rapid out there. Obviously, in the race, you were brilliant. Just talk us through that and the strategy, and obviously under the safety cars as well, just getting that bit of a gap.
Yeah, I've done a lot of practice for Hungary after that Silverstone result to bounce back, and it happened. So yeah, my set was just on point. I've done really a lot of practice to create a good setup, and yeah, today the car was on fire. Just in the end, I had to avoid curbs to just keep the tires alive, and yeah, it happened. So it wasn't that easy. I had really to be every lap on the pace. Didn't make a mistake, and yeah, a win like this is welcome.
Yeah, definitely, mate, because you really deserved it. And like you said, we were on board with you twice in qualifying, and you were really on the limit, and you looked very quick. And there was so many minimal margins, and obviously you went into the race. You had the safety car, the second one. You managed to shake off Ben, which was great at that point. You knew you could just sort of drive into a bit of free air. You obviously had Maxi Block as well, who pitted for the softs. Were you worried at any point that he might be able to catch you?
Not that much because I knew that Ben was behind me, so they had to do some team orders. And we've seen this season the Red Bull family that it don't work always. So I was just managing my own pace. I didn't look behind me. I just was listening to Alvaro.
Yeah.
What he was telling me keep the pace, manage the tires. So thanks for that, Alvaro. Amazing performance by you in the party. So this win is also for you.
Yeah, well done, Dennis. Brilliant drive, and obviously your teammate did a great job for you as well. Took about 2 seconds off Maxi, but brilliant to see the Ferraris on top, and a great strategy and a great race win from you. So well done, Dennis.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations. Alvaro, are you in the party?
Yeah, I am.
Alvaro, a race win for Ferrari, mate. How does that one feel?
It feels amazing, Nathan. How are you feeling? I don't want to talk too much about the race. I don't want to get in those emotional parts. We know we have the stewards and all the outcomes to be done still. So I just want to really congratulations and thank you for your amazing comms every week. It's just amazing in the way you are developing in your love into realistic. I just love to see it, and I gotta commend you for that. I just wanted to really. Yeah, I just really wanted to put the shine on Dennis because he's probably not the most popular guy. He's even out of goal at the moment, and it's probably maybe when I re-signed him, people were thinking after he missed some races, but I knew what he was capable of. He's got that extreme potential. He's one of the best in this league, 100%.
I agree,
and I'm conscious of it, obvious. So I just want to congratulate him. And also congratulate Ben because he's currently fighting with Brandon for the championship. But him and Dennis today were, alone on their own pace. It was between them two guys. And as much as I would love Brandon to be a bit more closer, today it was between them two. So last week as well. So congratulations to them both. They are doing amazing. And just all shine to the drivers and congratulations to you too. I'm just enjoying
Thank you so much, Alvaro.
From week to week. I'm just enjoying more and more every week.
Yeah, so am I, Alvaro, and I can tell you're enjoying it a lot more, and so am I. I'm really buzzing with it all and realistic and everything, and getting really involved. But like you said, Dennis was in a different league, him and Ben today. Brandon was not quite there. He's still got the points that he needed. He's still the championship leader. So Ferrari looked really strong. You've got another race win under your belt. This could be the season that a Ferrari driver wins that championship, and maybe even the constructors. So well done. Thank you so much, Alvaro, and good luck, mate, in Belgium next week.
Thank you, boss, and amazing work as always.
Thanks, Alvaro. Cheers, mate. There you have it, the Ferrari team principal. What a legend. He's unbelievable as a team principal, probably the best, and what a job he does with his drivers. Ferrari deserved that win today. Dennis was incredible, but the two Red Bulls on the podium again. B-Right takes that chunk out of Banter Brandon's lead. What another great night of racing here in Realistic. We are going to be back on Sunday for bronze, silver and gold. Make sure you tune in. It is Silverstone, so many home Grand Prix on the grid. Sorry, I was reading Harvey's comment. But thank you all so much for watching and supporting Formula 7. We will see you on